Hi my loves, so today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me style video. I'm just going to jump right on into it because I want to save time and I kind of want to see if I can do some type of chip chat get ready with me, so this might be a little bit of a long video already. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and start with my foundation. I already have my skin primed with the Nivea Post Men Shave Balm. I do have a review on that. I believe that was my last video, so you guys can go check that out. I'll link it somewhere in the video and in the description bar. So I'm gonna go in with my Covergirl Healthy Elixir. This is actually not just the Healthy Elixir, so I'm gonna shake it up really well. I mixed in the Covergirl 3-in-1 foundation and the Maybelline Better Skin foundation. All of these foundations were getting about to be like half empty, so I figured why not just combine them all, because I mixed them on the back of my hand anyway, so combining them all into the same bottle just saves me a step. So I'm just going to pump out probably 2 pumps for now because I don't know how much I'm going to need. I am going to be using a brush today. I just want to try it. If not, I can always, go in and use my sponge. So I'm using the Sigma Duo Fiber F50. This is a duo fiber brush, obviously, and I'm just going to stipple a bit of the product onto my brush and then stipple it onto my skin and then just kind of blend it out. I'm not a huge fan of brushes. If you follow me, you'll know. I just have super dry, like dehydrated skin, and it's really hard for me to get brushes to work. But I figured because I am doing my skin first recently, just because I found that I like it the best, it's the fastest, and it really does make your skin stay very hydrated, because when you do your eyes first, your skincare products, like no matter what you use, any type of serum, like moisturizer, any type of treatment, it's all gonna get absorbed into the skin. And then if you are like me and you were to like wipe off any of the fallout with like a wipe, you're basically wiping all of that skincare off, and then you're going in with foundation right on top of bare skin. So it really, in the long run, is not the most beneficial, and it's not gonna look the nicest. So I figured, since I'm doing my skin like this now because I find that it just looks better overall, maybe I can try to incorporate brushes into my routine, since I don't have to be as precise. Like sometimes brushes like this, like you can see, it takes up a large portion of your face. So I don't know, that was a very long explanation, but I'm trying brushes, or at least like the dual fiber ones. I'm trying ones that aren't gonna like super exfoliate my face as I'm applying my foundation, because that's my issue, is that like it kind of lifts any like dry areas. And I do kind of spritz the brush slightly. I don't do it too much because sometimes I feel that shears out the product, but just doing it a tiny bit to make it kind of blend and move around easier. So that actually went on a lot nicer than I was expecting. I think also a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have just primed and then I use the Healthy Elixir mixed in there, which kind of adds a bit of hydration back into the skin, I feel. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this concealer, this is the Maybelline Fit Me, and just apply this underneath my eyes, and then any areas I want a bit more coverage. I'm really trying to use up this concealer. I'm at like the tail end of it, but I do like to get the most out of my products, so I am still using it. So concealer for me is one thing I just never really liked using brushes for, so I'm going to take a little sponge. This one is by Ulta to blend it out. And as I do this, I will start to try to do my little chit chat part of this video. So one of the things I kind of wanted to mention, or not really mention, but just kind of ask you guys, I've been seeing a lot of these videos of like, get ready with me in Sephora, or get ready with me in Ulta, and the one that I just watched was the James Charles like 30-minute challenge in Sephora, something like that. Now, I'm curious because like, although I get it, like it's a funny video, it's kind of not really to be taken seriously. Oh my gosh, I have so many brush hairs. I'm very curious what you guys think of that, because I kind of feel like it's kind of gross to me. Like, as much as I understand, and now I'm gonna have to like take these off with tweezers because they are not coming off, but as much as I understand the like push to put out original content, to be funny and entertaining, I kind of feel like that's one of those videos where I just feel like, what is really the point? Like, what gets accomplished out of those videos? And then it's like, it's really gross when you think of them just using the testers like straight onto their face. Testers are amazing. I absolutely love them, but I feel like for me, the purpose of testers is more to like swatch, to check colors against your skin tone. I don't really think it's meant to be applied on your face. The reasoning I say for that is just because like a lot of testers, they're not really regulated in the sense that like the people that work at these different retail stores don't like hawk eyes watch each and every product to make sure that people aren't like using them on, you know, like if you have like cold sores, if you have pink eye, if you have anything that could be like transferable, like they don't necessarily know or watch out for that 24/7. So I just feel like you never know who was testing the product. You know, maybe they didn't know that they had something, like it hadn't shown up yet and it still got, you know, into the product, and now you're putting that onto your face. So I just think it's kind of gross, the idea. And then also I feel like it kind of gives people the impression that you don't need to sanitize the makeup before you try it, if you are going to try it on your face, because there are products I definitely think you can test out on your face, like powder products really easily get sanitized. Lipsticks that are in bullets get very easily sanitized, but I feel like I see them using things like mascaras and liquid lipsticks and, you know, all of these different things that you really cannot sanitize the product that is inside there. So I'm curious as to what you guys think and whether or not you guys like, is it just a video you enjoy to watch? Is it something that like you would want to go out and try? Do you feel like this gave you a very unrealistic expectation of how you can use testers? Like, I'm just very curious because I've been seeing a lot of people do them and it's just very like, I don't know, like it just doesn't make sense to me. So I already went ahead and set the center of my face and underneath my eyes with my Makeup Revolution banana powder. This is just in a different container, just to make it easier for me. Now I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Photofocus powder in warm beige. If you have really yellow undertones, I really don't recommend this one because it actually goes very, very pink. But I did buy it and I do have it, so I ended up deciding that I'm going to use it. Sometimes I do actually mix it in. Let me just pull it out just to show you. I mix it in with the Coverall pressed powder in medium. This one does have a really like more definitive yellow undertone. You can really see when I put them together. So sometimes I just kind of go back and forth between the two just to tone down some of that pink because it can really make my face look kind of orange. I went ahead and primed my lids off of camera and I did my eyebrows as well just to save on time. I'm doing my eyebrows slightly different in that I'm not concealing around them, so that was a little bit tricky for me to get the hang of, which is also why I did it off of camera. For my primer, I used the Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer in the light shade. I believe they have like 2 or 3 different tones, but I have it in the light shade because it's just a little sample that I got. So now I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, which I am so super intrigued to try this because I love these types of colors. Like warm browns are legit my cup of tea. Like if I don't know what I want to do, this is the general direction that I go for. So I typically would use things like the Morphe like 350 palette and things that are just like very, very orangey and very, very warm. That's just one of the ones that I use like consistently because I know it has just a multitude of colors in the shades that I want. But this for me was one of those purchases that I wasn't sure whether or not I really wanted to spend the coin on it because it is just a neutral palette and it is pretty reminiscent of a lot of the different neutral like warm palettes that have come out recently over the past couple years. So I just wasn't 100% sold on it. I know that they kind of went back to the formula of the modern renaissance, which is great because although I do like the Prism and Subculture palettes, and I do have a video showing you guys how you can make them work for you if you've been struggling to get them to really like blend and look nice, I do think that the modern renaissance formula is a lot easier and more beginner friendly to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and start trying out some of these colors. I am also gonna try something different in the sense that I do kind of want to start from the lash line up. I have been doing like, you know, doing the like brow bone, crease, and then working to the lid, which is great and it's a phenomenal way to blend. But I have super dry eyelids, so sometimes when I do like a crease color and then I go ahead and try to deepen it, the deeper color doesn't stick. So I'm gonna try to do it a little bit different and see if that's gonna help me. So for my lid shade today, I think what I'm gonna use is I'll probably mix a couple shades, so I'll probably do these two, which are Sultry and Rose Pink. And the way I mix colors is actually kind of weird. I lay one color down first, and then I just kind of layer the other one on top. So I obviously can't talk in any of my videos, like, let's just get that out there, we already know this. So I'm gonna take Mulberry now and I'm just going to pat this on. I recently, or just tried to film this segment literally like 2 or 3 times and it wasn't working. So we're just gonna shut up and just apply the shadow, you know? I'm not sure how deep I want to go yet, so I'm not going to go in with any other colors. What I think I'm going to use now is actually the brush that it came with, just to start blending out the crease. So I see so many people using orange soda as their transition color. I typically wouldn't use that, but I'm gonna try it today just to kind of see how I like it. Normally I would probably go with something more towards like burnt orange, or maybe even just a mix of the two, just because this seems slightly too light for me, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna go in with orange soda, and I'm using that brush that they gave in the palette, and just running this along the edges to start buffing this out. I don't know what it is, but this like fluffy brush, or the fluffy side of like the dual-ended brush that it comes with, is actually a lot more stiff than the other versions that they've come out with, at least the ones that I've gotten from the other palettes. I don't know if that's just a dud in the palette that I got, but I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques brush now and just kind of buff this out even more, because that was being a little bit scratchy. So I was right in thinking that the orange soda shade is just not my type of transition, so I'm taking burnt orange, which is right below it, and I'm going to try and see if this kind of gives me that level of depth that I prefer. Oh yeah, already I can tell I like this a lot better. At least going from like that deep of a shade to trying to buff it out, that works a lot better. I forgot to mention this on camera, but I did just do a little bit of black eyeshadow. I used the shade Noir from this palette and just applied it to the outer corner just to add a bit more depth, and I actually like the way that it came out. So it blended really nicely, it went on really nicely, and it is very intense. So now I'm going to take Tempera. This is one of the shades that is actually in both the Modern Renaissance and in this palette, which I don't mind, because highlight shades are one of those things that they're not honestly super unique. Like they have, like, definitely, like, there are certain ones that I prefer over others. Like this type of shade I definitely like, something that is not super shimmery but is not completely flat matte, but at the same time, like, they're just standard creamier skin tone colors. Like, why? I don't know. I don't really bug out about the highlight shades and palettes, honestly. So I don't necessarily always use the same colors on the upper lash line as I do in the lower lash line, and since this is the first time I'm using this palette, I do want to kind of mix it up. So I'm going to take Cypress Umber, which is this color, and then I'm going to take probably either, I'll say either Sienna or Burnt Orange again. I'll probably mix the two just to get something that's kind of in the middle. So first what I do is I take that darker shade and I pat it on top of that jumbo pencil, just so you don't get fallout flying up into your eye, because A, that sucks, it's kind of annoying and painful, and then also I'm wearing my contacts today, so I'm trying to be careful. I'm running that sienna color right underneath just to kind of buff it out, so it's not too harsh. And as you guys can see, I have totally failed at this chit chat get ready with me because I have said absolutely nothing. So we're going to try and say a couple more things just so that I don't lie in this title. So let's go ahead and just keep buffing. One of the things actually before I go that I do want to mention is, what do you guys feel about decluttering videos? Like, I absolutely love decluttering videos because they're for some reason so relaxing and they kind of soothe like my anxiety, honestly, because I love cleaning and organizing. But at the same time, I feel like they almost break my heart. Like, I really, really, really love watching them, but they really do just break my heart. Just seeing like people get rid of makeup, like, especially makeup when they'll like swatch it or show you and it's like full, like never been used, and they're like, oh, but I've had this forever, or oh, I'll never use this, and then it's like, get rid of, and I'm like, oh, but it hurts me. Like, I hate getting rid of things, especially makeup. But at the same time, like, I get it because I love organizing, and I also get like wanting to kind of consolidate, especially when you have a bunch of stuff that just doesn't get used. So, I don't know. I love them, but I hate them, especially ShanXO's videos. Like, Shannon has the best decluttering videos, I think mainly because her collection is so big. So it's just so relaxing to sit there, especially because I think they're like probably 40 minutes on average, her decluttering videos. So it's like you're just sitting there. Typically, I'll just set it up when I'm doing my makeup or something, and it's just really relaxing to watch and just like listen to, and I love, like, so I attempted to film this part, but I was also attempting to talk as well, so it didn't really work out. But I went ahead with the NYX Vivid Brights in Vivid Halo, which is a yellow eyeliner, and I just did a line on my upper lash line. I'm not the best at eyeliner, honestly. I really don't care. If you don't like it, then I can't really help you because I kind of suck, but it's whatever. I think it's just my eye shape because I can do eyeliner on, honestly, other people, but for me, it's just always been a struggle. I'm just going to do a little bit of mascara so that I can apply some lashes just to get rid of any like powder or any of the eyeliner that went on it. And I just wanted to mention, like, as I was doing it, like, why I started getting into doing things like colored eyeliners. And if you saw, I don't know if I am gonna like actually edit that video because I don't know if I love it, but I did mention that I recently picked up the Mehron Paradise paints, and well, I didn't pick them up, my boyfriend got them for me, so shout out to him, thank you. I really appreciate it, and I have been loving like playing around with them because honestly, for me, I always wanted to do the whole colored eyeliner trend, but I'm not one of those people who really sticks to one color palette, which is why, like, when I got the NYX Vivid Brights eyeliners, I literally got the whole line because I just like to play around with any color depending on how I'm feeling, and that like palette that he got me really just kind of allows me to do that, especially with a different medium that I'm not used to. Like, I've never used those types of things, but I actually like recently came across them again, and I remember wanting them so bad back when I first started makeup because Sparkage, and if you don't know who she is, you have to go check out her channel. Her name is Leisha. She literally is one of the OG makeup like YouTube gurus, and I honestly think that she definitely does not have as many subscribers as she should because her makeup is honestly, she probably single-handedly influenced me to start wearing makeup and not caring about what people thought about like bright makeup especially. So honestly, shout out to her, and I absolutely love her. And she used to use the Paradise paints kind of as like a base for eyeshadow, and I really like wanted them, but I just could never like order them back in the day when I was first starting out. So to have them now and to like realize that like I kind of came back to like my old roots and wanting to do like really fun colors and try out different things, because I think we kind of have started to get into a rut with makeup. Like, I know people nowadays are a lot more like outgoing with their makeup, like they are more willing to wear things that are like brighter and stuff, but I just feel like the types of products that we use are very, very similar across the board. So I like that I kind of went back to like theater style makeup because I really was into that back when I started makeup, but I just never got the chance to, I guess, showcase it or really like blossom in that avenue. So I'm gonna take these eyelashes really really quick just as I'm talking. These are the Andrea number 91s. They kind of have like a dual layer effect to them, and I'm going to apply them obviously with my Super Bond hair glue. This I got at my Sally's. You don't have to use hair glue. I found this out by Beat Face Honey. I actually know a couple people. Like, once I found it out, I felt like I found people who actually use this a lot more, but I like it the most. It's the easiest for me to use because it dries really quickly, so you don't have to worry about like, have I waited long enough? Is it tacky? Is it not? In addition to that, I feel like it sticks really, really well, like almost better than like other lash glues. I would say it's on par, and let me just pull it out for you guys, with the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive, the one that's like with the little wand. That is honestly the strongest eyelash glue that I've ever tried, and this I think is on par with that, but it's not as damaging, because that other lash glue, for some reason, I don't know if it's the aloe in it that does it, but for some reason it's just really difficult to take off the actual lash band. And when you have glue that's hard to take off the lash band, sometimes you can pull out hairs as you're trying to clean them. So this to me is easier. It works the best, and I honestly love it. The only thing is it does have latex in it, which if you are not a fan or if you're allergic to latex, you cannot use it. But if you are not allergic to latex, it's a really good and very inexpensive, for the amount you get, alternative to other lash glues. Especially if you were like me and you always had trouble applying lashes based on the fact that you couldn't figure out the lash glue. So now that I have that on, you can see it just kind of tones down the yellow a little bit, so it's not super noticeable, but it does have that little like pop of color when you do kind of like close your eyes a little bit. And these lashes are really, really pretty as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other lash off of camera, and then I'll come back so that I can finish the rest of the face. So I forgot to do this earlier, but I went ahead and applied a little bit of lip balm because I am using a liquid lip today. So I want that to kind of sit while I'm doing the rest of my cheeks. So for my cheeks today, I am going to use the Essence Sun Club bronzer. And this is for blonde, lighter skin. And it's just a kind of warm tone bronzer. And I'm going to use that with my E.L.F. like flat powder brush and just apply this like I normally apply my bronzer. I felt like my bronzer went a little bit too low, so I went in with that same translucent powder and I just baked underneath it just so that it kind of cleans it up. I typically do this anyway, but I thought I was going to be able to get away with it since I used the lighter bronzer. Turns out did not. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the number 50 Coral Radiance blush, and this is by Jordana Cosmetics, and I'm going to apply this to the apples of my cheeks, just to add a bit of color. Since I don't apply my setting spray until after I wipe off the bake, I am not applying my highlight right now. What I'm going to do is move on to the lips. So I'm taking the NYX Slide On Glide On lip pencil, and this is in the shade Need Me. And I'm just going to line the outer perimeters of my lips to kind of just smoothen out my lip line. Apologies, because I think I was slightly out of frame for that, so I may have just ended up cutting out that section, but I did go ahead and line my lips. Now I'm taking the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lipstick in the shade Mama, and this is actually one of my first ColourPop lipsticks. I have never really tried them out before, so we're going to go ahead and see what this looks like, because I haven't tried this one yet, and hopefully it comes out just as pretty as I'm expecting. It's kind of a burnt orangey shade. On camera, it is coming off a little bit more red, I think. It does have some red undertones in it, but it definitely is like a true burnt orange. It's just a deeper version of that, so I feel like that might be why it's coming off that red. But now what I'm going to do is take my fluffy brush and wipe off this kind of baking powder. And then what I do is I apply a little bit of a setting spray or just misting spray, just so that when I apply my highlight, it kind of applies a little bit more intensely, I guess, especially on my dry skin. So the one that I am using right now, just to use it up, because I actually prefer, and I'll show you guys, the Mario Badescu like sprays, but this spray bottle is actually a little bit better, like the actual spray applicator. So I'm waiting to finish this up to kind of pour this one into it. So right now I'm just going to use the Urban Decay, what is this? The Chill Makeup Setting Spray. And that's about all that I do. I don't go too crazy because I find that sometimes it can make your foundation kind of settle into your creases if it's too wet. And now what I'm going to do, once I kind of dry this slightly, is apply my highlight. So let me actually find, oh, nope, it's right here. So I'm taking the E.L.F. Shimmer in Gold. This is their shimmer powder. And I'm going to apply this to my cheeks, to the bridge of my nose, my chin, and slightly along my temples. And then I might add this a little bit to the inner corners of my eyes because I just realized I forgot to apply an inner corner highlight. So just going to do it like normal. So, since you guys really came here just for the makeup, I don't feel the need to get dressed or put my hair in any type of fancy situation. So I'm just going to leave it the way that it is. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Be on the lookout. I have talked my boyfriend into doing some types of videos with me. I'm thinking of a boyfriend does my makeup, or maybe just a boyfriend tag. I'm not sure yet. Definitely thumbs this video up if you guys are interested in seeing one of those. If you have not already, please subscribe. It will keep you updated when I do post that video. And then also, if you have not checked out all of my other content, definitely skim through my channel. I don't want to put up a random video because it may not be your cup of tea, so just maybe skim through, see if there's anything that you guys like, and if there is, let me know so that I can do more of those style videos for you guys. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was a fail as a chit chat get ready with me, but it's something new to me. I'm not the best with multitasking while doing my makeup. I just get really focused, and trying to get things precise is just really hard. So for me, this is definitely something I gotta practice on because I have a lot that I want to say, but doing it at the same time as doing a video, like a makeup tutorial, is really difficult, and I definitely give people props for doing these types of videos. So hope you guys enjoyed, hope you liked, hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you may be. It's actually really nice out today, which is crazy because it's been snowing. It's April. Yeah, been crazy, so it's actually really nice to see some nice warm weather and lots of sun. So I will see you guys in my next one. Bye everybody.